kick things off, who is Ezoic? For those of you who are not familiar with us, Ezoic is a platform for website owners, creators, video content creators to make more money from those platforms. Today we work with thousands of website owners and content creators globally. Been talking to some of you in the room already. Ezoic's primary focus is really those content sites helping you drive passive income from ads. But for other models, we're also a great way to diversify income and reduce risk. A little bit on me. I'm obviously with Ezoic, been here for 10 years. Before we get started, I always like to have a little bit of fun. I did a stand-up comedy routine earlier this year. I'm refining some material, so if I may, I just want to try a quick joke on the audience, and I believe it is relevant to where we're heading tonight with this presentation. Google told me that cookies are going away. At first I thought, great, I'm on a diet. But then I got sad, because without cookies, I can't track my calories. It worked. All right, I'm going on tour. Well, we're going to get serious now and talk about the state of the industry. What's going on today? Search is really changing a lot. Generative search and Google are coming for your lunch. What you see here is 74% of users today, they don't mind when there's some form of generative AI in those search results. What this is leading to is a decrease in website search engine visibility. So your websites are falling down the rankings below these overviews. To compound that, we have Gen Zers up and coming. For your kids, maybe you follow their habits, but if you do, you'll see that most of that audience is now transitioning to other forms of consumption, TikTok, social media, chatbots. I personally thought this was really interesting because we're in an era when the percent of business online is increasing. I'm sure business is increasing a lot for the folks at Flippa. So you would think that your website traffic is also going to be increasing, but in fact, the opposite is true in a lot of cases. If you need more evidence that Google is coming for your traffic, well, a good investigator always says, follow the money. This first graph here is a positive trend that shows digital ad spend is going up year over year. But when you look to the right, you'll see where is that money actually going. With Google, their search business has been taking off in the last quarter. They put $7 billion of growth into that. Now to be clear, search ads are the ads that display on Google.com in search results before you go to a website. Alternatively, display growth is shrinking. In the last quarter, it's gone down by 800 million. Now those are display ads. Those are the ads that display on your websites when a user clicks into a search result and visits your site. The takeaway here really is that Google is taking eyeballs and revenue away from your websites. And again, a large part of this is due to AI overviews. We're seeing more of these queries and results come through, about 60% in overall search results. Great example of that, I try to do a new one in each city. If you want to play along, this is interactive, you can pull out your phone or do this later, but look up, what is Boston known for? I did this earlier today, and what you'll see when it first comes up is a quick little overview that says Fenway Park and the Freedom Trail and a few other great activities to do in Boston. Think about this from a user's perspective. The RPMs are boosted. On the top, you'll see that's when a user is identified. So that's a user perhaps arriving to your site from a newsletter that you sent them. Those RPMs are going up. Additionally, for a non-identified user, they didn't come to your site through a newsletter, but that first-party data is available, the RPMs also go up. So what we're seeing is when first-party data is available, it raises the value of your entire audience. So let's give a quick example to really simplify this. If you're a brand like Nike and you see that your website has 5% of those users are subscribed, they're an active fit audience, they're more likely to purchase something on Nike. They pay a lot for that percentage of users, and they see or they assume the rest of your audience is similar in nature and Nike will pay more for the rest of your audience. And like I said earlier, I realize everyone here is not using display ads. For those of you that are, an identity solution is something that you need to be using. This will allow you to connect your specific audience to those advertisers that are willing to pay more for it. And if you're not using display ads, again, like I said, diversify revenue, reduce risk from other sources. Ezoic, we spotted this trend early on, and we adopted an identity solution of our own called ID. I told John yesterday that he's one of our founders. This is going to be my new favorite golf shirt. What you see here is one of our clients. With the identified users, the revenue is 4 to 5 times higher than the non-identified users. Engagement is much higher. This is the type of audience that we're talking about that you want to cultivate to create a really engaged audience and a more valuable audience. At this point, you're probably wondering how this works. The answer is an identity solution. Ezoic built Easy ID to simplify this. It's a simple solution. It's still on you to create that audience and build it. But once you have it, the big hurdle that we see is connecting that specific audience to advertisers that are willing to pay top dollar for it. Ezoic does it in a privacy compliant way, in an anonymous way, and it simplifies that also by connecting your audience through top email providers that we integrate with, including Beehive, MailChimp, and many others. Quote that I like to use here from the good baseball classic Field of Dreams: if you build it, they will come. And as we wrap up here, just want to walk all of you to walk away with the 2 main points. If you use these strategies to own your audience and own your traffic, own your revenue, you'll put yourself in a position to add more value, whether you're buying and selling on Flippa, or if you just want to continue to grow your asset over the years. That's it for me. Ezoic.com/pulse. This is where you can fill in your feedback on where the industry is going.